Hi all, very quick note here to show you how to add metrics onto your Training Peaks calendar and then afterwards to view your metrics over time on the dashboard. So if you have never added a metric before, this is how you do it. You click on the day in question, click the plus button, hit metrics, and if I've done things correctly, these are the ones that should show up for you. So there's 11 of them there. Two of them might be measured sporadically, that's the pulse and the weight, and every other one then should be added every day if possible. So thank you in advance for all that effort. If any of these are missing, then click on the little cog, scroll down towards the bottom, back up a little bit, and the one that's missing then should appear in this available list. You just click and drag it across and click save and close, and it should be available to you then. So you fill them in every day and you accumulate your information that way. So the main reason we're having this conversation is because we've updated you all to kind of a premium account so that you can see your dashboard and see your graphs. I think it's quite important that if you're throwing these numbers up every day, that you can see them and see how they're trending. And it's not just a case of putting the numbers up, Ian needs them, and you're kind of essentially throwing them into a black hole. So always good, as I always say, to measure these numbers and stop and reflect every now and again on how you're feeling and how you're doing. So quite philosophical there, but anyway, here we go. So that's that. So that's how you put the metrics up. That's how you add them if they're missing. They'll appear along your calendar just like your runs do. If you want to shortcut things a little bit, I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud now, but you can copy and paste. So if things are going along relatively steadily, if you copy and paste a good day over a number of days, when you go in every day, then all you have to do is change one or two of them. So that reduces the number of clicks, and anything that reduces the number of clicks that you have to do is going to increase compliance for me. So there are a few tips for you now. Now, the next thing then is, this is the important part, I suppose, of this video, is the dashboard. So when you click onto the dashboard, in the free account, you can't see anything here as far as I know, but in the upgrade account here, you can see all sorts of charts. So when you go in first, there'll be 1,000 charts there. Most of them are cycling related, so the best thing to do is just clear house and get rid of them all. So look, I'll do that there now as well myself. So you just click the X button and get rid of them, and it's as simple as that. I tell you, it can't be undone, but you can just put the chart back on again, so don't panic in that regard. So look, just for the sake of completeness there, now I've done that, delete them all, hit charts library over here, scroll down and you see metrics. Now the metrics charts only show 2 metrics each time, so you might need 4 or 5 charts here to cover everything that you want to see. So that's that. So they're all showing the weight and overall feeling. They must be the first 2 on the list. So what I like to do is kind of semi-categorize. So I put overall feeling and stress on one chart. Overall feeling, already there, whoops. And then stress, there you go, apply and close. So I've just started filling out the metrics myself there now, so the last couple of days. So here we have overall feeling is good, stress is average, that's fine, and moving on. Stress is low, we have a day off today, so that's gone down a little bit, and so on. So look, 1 or 2 days isn't going to tell you much, but if you kind of keep doing these every day, you'll see the trends, and things become very obvious after a while if things are going the way you don't want them to go, or indeed if they're going the way you want them to go. So I'll just do one more example there now. The next one is I put injury and sickness together on my side of the system. So again, just to let you know, whatever metrics you throw up here, that's grand, that's for your own benefit. I have my own system on the coach side, so I can see all these anyway, so I can dive in and see what I need to see. So you can add, subtract, do it whatever way you want. It doesn't necessarily kind of upset me in any way in terms of my study. So there you go, injury and sickness, and so on, so on, so on, so on. The other one, that there's 2 more of importance, and outside of the PHE side of things, there's time in speed zones is helpful, and then there is the distance by week and day are 2 that I think are quite useful for us all. So the first one here is the distance by week. If you click the 3 lines here, you can just focus in on running. Also, actually, I should go back, click the 3 lines. If you click on the select date range here, it gives you loads of options, so you can look back over the last year or so. So again, if you've been using Training Peaks for quite some time and haven't been able to access these charts before, this would be kind of nice. So here you go. So you can see my own terrible efforts at getting some running done, up, down, up, down. And even though it's pretty bad at the moment, it's still better than it was 6 months ago. So that's a handy thing to be able to reflect on. The other one is time and speed zones. So again, I'll just change that back to maybe last half year or so. And the paces that you see on Training Peaks are all based around your 10k race pace, or your estimated 10k race pace. Everything is a percentage of that. The 1 to 10 zones here, it's the PZI method that they have on Training Peaks. I actually don't even know what the PZI stands for, but it categorizes things nicely into 1 to 10, so I like that. Zone 2 is kind of easy running. Zone 3 is moderate or slightly spicier running. Zone 7, if I remember correctly, is tempo. So your 10k pace, so if you're doing a 20-minute tempo pace at the tempo pace that's defined by Training Peaks, that's where it ends up getting parked. If you're doing a lot of track work, it ends up in Zone 10. So anything faster kind of than your 3k pace or something like that gets lumped into that category. So there you go. Marathon runners might find a lot in Zone 1 and Zone 2. More middle distance runners might find a lot in Zone 2 and Zone 3. But again, I wouldn't get overexcited about focusing in on, I have to do Zone 1, Zone 2. Run to how you feel, and then you can reflect on this afterwards. And if you're thinking perhaps of upping your game a little bit, you want to do a little bit more training, it might just be a case of keeping your kilometres fixed, but thinking a little bit about moving the average pace of your runs up. But again, we won't get too hung up on that, just like anything else. So that's it. That's how you put a metric in. That's how you add metrics if they're missing. And this is how then you track them yourself. So that's that. Thank you for listening.